Welcome back to 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. As always, I'm your host, John J. Ransom Futrell. Hoping everyone's having a good week. Had a good week last week and so on and so forth. So today's episode is going to be a little bit different as far as subject matters compared to other shows. What I want to talk about tonight or today, depending on where you at, is recognizing your life path or recognizing signs from your life path. What I mean by that, this varies, for everyone. But I truthfully believe that certain things happen within your life or certain things you see, whether it be visions or even something that you read, it comes to you for a reason. I believe that everything, there's no coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. You're sometimes given signs that you're on the right path. Whether it's, for me, for example, I'll use me as an example. For me, signs of my life path has been anytime I've doubted what I was doing creatively, something would always happen. Whether I would randomly stumble across maybe a video on YouTube when I'm looking for something else, whether it's angel numbers or synchronicity, or for example, this week, I actually had bought and downloaded Emperor of Sound, Timbaland's new book, the audio book. And yesterday I listened to the entire thing, all 5 hours straight. And a lot of the questions I had about myself as an artist, he basically answered because he went through the same things. Or prior to that, I stumbled across this video of Jay-Z I'd never seen before. And a lot of things he talked about as far as life circumstances definitely hit home with me as far as my own thoughts. So things like that. But there's also other things in your life that will show you. Another example for me personally would be I would have an idea. I would have this great feeling about this idea, and I would want to bring it to life. I would want to manifest it. Now, the thing is if the action matches the enthusiasm of the actual thought, to me, that means I was on the right path. Now, sometimes it doesn't happen as quickly or as fast as it's first imagined. But if the vision keeps reoccurring, the same thing keeps reoccurring, to me, that's a sign that it needs to happen. I need to make it happen, which is another reason why I work so hard to try to put action and faith within the same arena. If your faith is fighting your actions, you got issues. So, that's not to get religious or crazy or get crazy philosophical or anything on you. But my point is this. When you're trying to live your dreams, fuck trying. When you're living your dreams, to be 100% correct, sometimes you have to understand that whatever you're dreaming of, if you're actively pursuing it, you're actively putting the action in, you're actively, manifesting it, you're actively saying this is what you want to do, it's constantly on your brain. It's certain things will come into your life that will make that path easier or harder. Some things will come into your life as a test. Every day is a test. Can you pass that test? Can you pass that quiz? You'll have certain struggles that'll pop up. You have certain financial things, certain family things. And if you allow them things to stop you from where you're heading, maybe your path is somewhere else. I'm going to say that again. If you allow those things to stop you from where you're heading, maybe your path is somewhere else. But if those things occur, but everything else still remains where you're sitting there strong, or some people are insecure, so maybe you're not sitting there strong, but you still have that dream, you still have that vision, it's still coming to you, is, in my opinion, is the universe's way of saying, this is what you need to be doing, this is what you need to be concentrating on. Sometimes you'll try to go off and do other things that you have ideas about, but then you'll always be brought back to that one thing, because deep within inside yourself, your DNA has already decided this is what you need to be doing. For me, I know personally there's a few things I need to be doing. one, I am 100% an artist, full-fledged. But I also know that I have the ability to speak to people. I have the ability to teach people. I have the ability to look at both sides of an argument. I have the ability to help people without thinking of myself. Like, I know for a fact that I can sit there and say, okay, I can sit there and suffer and help other people without looking for something in return. That being said, I started a podcast. That being said, I've tried to do a bunch of things and I have a few other things in the works. But I know that that's part of something I was gifted with, because not everyone can do that. Everyone doesn't have the capabilities of sacrificing personal gain or even monetary gain to help other people. I do. Now, does that mean that I am not 100% a businessman and a shark when necessary and a wolf? No, it doesn't. But I understand the difference of when I need to be that way and when I don't. Because you see, what you got to understand is, like, me doing this podcast, I'm taking time out of my day every Wednesday, even at the beginning, twice a week, to do this, just because to me it's bigger than John. It's bigger than my brand, Jay Ransom. It's bigger than my websites. It's bigger than my companies. Someone can get reached through whatever it is that I'm saying, or whatever that I feel I should say, because none of this shit is scripted. Sometimes I come up with subject matters, but this is really me just talking off the top of my head. Like, that's how I do this show. Like, to me, this shit isn't about getting ratings. It's not about getting 1,000 people listening to what's going on or 1,000 people downloading shit. Like, that's nice, that's cool, but for me, it's about reaching people. Someone out there is in, or was in, the position that I was in a few years ago. Some people in, completely other different positions. Some are just getting started. You know what I mean? Like, I was fortunate, to publish 2 books at 18 and 21. To start off a creative writing career like that. I've been fortunate to, be put in a lot of great positions and to definitely accomplish a lot of things that I think some people wouldn't have expected me to accomplish due to them not knowing me well enough, as well as just being able to fight and push, through my life circumstances to accomplish certain things. Don't get it twisted. My life is not perfect at all. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. But the thing is, ain't about that if I can help someone else, because I'm going to get there, period. But if I can help someone else get to where they need to go, that's part of my life path. Some things we don't choose. For me, being the way I am, I didn't choose that. That's just naturally how I am. I have the determination, I have the fire, I have the passion to ignite other people. So that's what I choose to do in my quote-unquote off time. That's what I choose to do. That's part of my life path. It was a sign for me. To me, really, it was a sign for me when I think the way I basically found out, that was one of the things I was given. I don't really like using gifted with, but I want to say given. When I was able to see that I can inspire people older than me. I can inspire people that went through things I've never been through. I could talk to someone that's been through drug addiction or crazy things that I've never really been through. And I can inspire them. I can help them. I can help them grow. Those that know me personally know, for the last 10 years, I've been a teen counselor, getting paid peanuts. Not because, I'm getting paid. It's more because I'm helping kids. I've been doing that for 10 years. On top of the companies and constantly doing music and all this other shit. Like, to me, that's something I was gifted with. The fact that, I started writing music and poetry and things so young is something I was gifted with. Like, there's a lot of things I was gifted with. And I'm 100% appreciative of that. And that's why I have absolutely no problem giving back. I have no problem doing that, because this shit ain't about my ego. It's not about Jay Ransom. It's about the bigger picture. I'm a firm believer that if you influence one person, you can influence the entire world. Because if that one person influences someone else, it's like a chain reaction. The more positive energy that we put out, and especially if it's on our life path as well, and it's not done in malice, it's not done expecting something to come back, we allow for more positive energy to come in such a fucked up and negative world. And that's why I really do it. But back to the subject matter at hand. Just to get off the topic of me specifically, although all these are my thoughts. Like I was saying, your life will bring certain things to you that will give you signs. Like even shit like that's not supposed to be in your life, you're going to constantly learn lessons until you embrace the lesson, the main lesson. Something will keep repeating. People will not completely, but will keep repeating things that other people said to you in the past about certain things because you haven't learned that lesson yet. Like, for instance, certain people shouldn't be in your life or don't deserve to be in your life. You will hear it over and over again from different people. And sometimes even people that barely know you, they'll already see your circumstances. They'll already see the poison. They'll already see what the venom is doing to you. And if you haven't learned that lesson, it's going to continue. You know what I mean? No matter what it is, business, personal, whatever. That's just how life is sometimes. Another thing is that you can also tell, what part of your life path is depending on traumatic things that happen to you. And the reason I say that is because I think often in life we go through traumatic things and we allow ourselves to play victim instead of looking at it as I went through this traumatic event. What do I gain from that as far as learning, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding? Like what is it that I'm getting from this? Why am I going through this traumatic thing? Or if someone makes you angry, why are you so angry? Maybe instead of getting angry, maybe that person that made you angry needs you more than you need them. Maybe you're supposed to teach them some type of lesson. And I don't mean that in a violent way or anything like that. But maybe, just maybe, there's something that they're going through that they're not telling you about. There's all these things, and very much so, I say all this shit to say this. If you see a sign of anything, you feel it in your gut, you feel it in your soul, you feel it in your heart, you feel it in your brain. Like, if you completely feel something and you truly know that there's some significance to it, do not ignore it. I'm going to say it again. Do not ignore it, because it's extremely important that you do not ignore it. Because a lot of things in our lives can be life-changing things. A lot of people we meet can be life-changing events. But sometimes we ignore it due to either being stubborn, not being focused, or just pure ignorance. We can all do better. We can all improve. You want to know the real secret to the world, becoming a better place? It's not just about helping others. It's about everyone following their life path. If everyone followed their life path, you really don't have any type of reason for wars, violence, or any of them other things, because your life path, for the most part, is going to lead you towards certain conflicts, but the end result is usually peace, in my opinion. No matter what you're gifted with. Because just as me choosing to help people, I could have chose, okay, I know I have the ability to inspire people, this, that, and third. I'm gonna go become the preacher that rips everybody off. I'm gonna go become the charismatic leader that fools people into believing certain things. I could have became that guy, but I chose not to be that guy. Where will I end up? Who knows? Either way. This is John J. Ransom Futrell. Another episode, 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. Everybody enjoy your weekend, or the rest of the week and weekend. I personally don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but y'all that do, happy Thanksgiving to y'all. And that's another subject matter. I'll holler back next week, man. Peace and love.